Hello, good morning. How are you? I hope you find it good. Here's today we have a new literature story. It's a poetry. It's talking about the raven. Firstly, let me share my screen. And I think now you can share the screen. Here we are. Yeah. Okay, so today we have poetry called Raven. Okay, for the author Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe. Here, as you see, let's meet the author. Let's in brief summary about the author. That's in a life tragedy of one America's literature giant. His name is Edgar Allan Poe. Poe suffered from tragic losses. So here, listen, he has a pessimistic life, okay, or depressed life, loss in his short life. In his short life, he was orphaned at the age of 2 and taken by foster parents. So he was orphaned. He has no father and no mother. At the age of 27, Poe married a 13 years old cousin. Her name is Valor, and she died about 10 years later. She died about 10 years later. It's as you see now in the first stanza. For the word stanza here that means 4 lines or 4 poetic lines. First one here is called Once Upon Midnight Dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. Volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as a someone gently rapping at my chamber door. Now you can see that in tapping and rapping as a highlighted yellow line, or the yellow color here that's in tapping, rapping, dreary, weary, door, more. All of these called rhyme. Okay, this is the name or the same ending sound. Okay, so here this is as someone gently rapping at my chamber door. This some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Okay, here is the first stanza. After that, try to analyze the first stanza here. Listen, the author, Poe, jumps right here and begins to create the atmosphere. To create the atmosphere. That's so important in this poem. Here is when you try to ask you about the atmosphere. How you can find the atmosphere of the poetry. You can find here midnight, dreary, weak and weary. All of this called the atmosphere of the poetry. After that, we're gonna move into the first 2 lines. In the first 2 lines, we find out that it's late on dreary night, and that our speaker is reading weird old books and feeling weak and weary. Here is that's mean weak and weary here they are old vocabs or old English. These are 2 words from the Old English refers to the pessimistic life. Do you get this feeling for already? Do you get feeling for this already? Do you know those nights where you are tired and maybe a little depressed, but you can't quite get sleep? You turn things over in your mind, and as you do, you start to feel worse because you cannot sleep and cannot wake. So here, listen, maybe you are reading a scary book or watching a spooky movie, and suddenly the whole world seems a little dark and scary. This sentence here, he tries to put you into the atmosphere of the poetry. Here is try to put you into the atmosphere of the poetry. Weak and weary, scary. That's exactly where Poe wants to put us. After that, in the line 3, the speaker is just starting to nod off, and then tap, tap, tap. Do you know tap? That's a tap, okay? That's the sound of tap. Someone is tapping, knocking. Just a little noise, but suddenly he jolted awake. Jolted here when he wake abruptly. It's called jolted. Wake abruptly, wake suddenly, and he's still nervous. He tries to calm himself down. Of course, that's an Can you imagine that there is someone visits you in the midnight and you calm yourself down, telling himself that some visitor who has dropped by unexpectedly, but just like an horror movie, we know it won't be easy. So here now you can describe the atmosphere of the poetry. It was dreary and weary more than it was scary. Here is, I think this, and I hope like the first stanza is just clarifying for you. And at the session or at the classroom, we can go into the second stanza as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, dears. Bye bye.